What's up, y'all? This your girl Chelsea. I go by model Chelsea Talise in the fashion industry in Louisville, Kentucky. 502 Stand Up. This is Beauty and Brains podcast, Cognitions of the Creative, season 4, episode 2. Today we're talking about ADHD Awareness Month, which takes place in October. So I have my guest with me, who is not new to me. I've been knowing him since middle school, 2006, 2007. So it's been some time. But my good friend, I have Derius Jones here. He is also a football coach and owner at Adversity Skills Sports Academy and also a youth mentor. So welcome, Derius, also named Poodie. Look.
Thanks for having me. You've been doing a lot of great things too.
Yes. So welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I thank you for your time. I know time is of the essence and you are a busy man. So I thank you for coming on here today and giving us some of your time. Would you like to add to your intro and kind of tell everybody about yourself?
My name is Derius Jones. Right now I'm a football coach. I run my own gym in the West End, and I just focus on, since I've been done with my football career, I just been focused on trying to uplift the young men who come from the same part of town I come from.
Yeah.
Just try to be who I needed when I was growing up and try to make sure they don't make the same mistakes me and my friends made.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Sure.
I see you doing a whole lot, and I know other people see you doing a whole lot. So on behalf of the community, we say thank you, Derius, for all that you do for the youth in Louisville.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Of course. So we're just going to go ahead and get into it. Again, we're talking about ADHD Awareness Month this episode. And so I kind of want you to describe what you feel the level of understanding that your community has when it comes to ADHD.
I really don't feel like we as educated on the matter as we should be. You know, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. You know, some people just believe it's just about being hyper or disruptive in school and in people's work. But it's way deeper than that. You know, people really have a hard time focusing. And, you know, I was that kid. You a witness of it. I was a big kid in school. But I really had a hard time focusing. You know, I was diagnosed. About 7th grade, they told my mama she should consider putting me on the medicine, the Adderall.
I didn't know you was diagnosed.
And she listened to them. You know, and I was on it for a short time. Had me feel like a zombie though. But I don't think the medication is the solution. I feel like there's other ways. I'm a living testament to it. You know, like I said, I was diagnosed 7th grade. And I've still been successful. So and I haven't touched that medicine since then. So it's ways to thrive even though you've been diagnosed with it. I just think it's a lot of misconceptions out there. And you can also use being hyper or something like that, always having high energy. You can use it to your advantage. I guess be a great football coach because I don't care, it might be 7 in the morning, 11 o'clock at night. I don't know when practice might start. It's time to practice, I'm ready.
You got that.
My players feed off of that. So you just gotta find ways to thrive with it.
Yeah. Find environments where it best fits you as a whole person and not necessarily jobs or environments or maybe even a social circle, you know what I'm saying, who don't really have the best understanding for you and what you're dealing with. And one of the first things you said was, I had it when I was younger. I dealt with it. I was bad, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the misconceptions as well, it's just young kids, young Black kids, and I'll even be more specific, young Black boys, being pre-diagnosed or just labeled as bad because of, dealing with these things that we're not educated on, and I think once we are educated, we are able to take those words out of our vocabulary of identifying kids as bad or just hard to deal with when really we're lacking the resources to understand these kids and being able to put them in situations where they can thrive, and not having to deal with all of the suspensions at school or maybe even the fights or maybe even the disruptions and feeling like you gotta be put in, what was we in, ISAP, and you know what I'm saying? Like it was just so many interruptions within, I feel like, a school curriculum for people who dealt with ADHD in middle school and maybe even in high school. But I do think, like you said, we're not as educated on it as we should be. And I do think, and I know that a lot of boys are typically overdiagnosed earlier than girls are, just because the boys really do come off as more hyperactive, you know, than a girl will. And when it comes to like the hyperactivity versus the attention deficit, right? Because that's what ADHD is about. Let me back up, y'all. It's ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So in order to have ADHD, it doesn't necessarily have to be both of them. You know, it could be one or the other. It can be the attention deficit, or it can be the hyperactivity, or you can have both. So, and that's a lot, you know, for anybody, especially, I just feel like within the school system, when we was in school,
they can't handle you, they put you on that medicine.
Yeah. They put you on the medicine, they just kind of write you off, you know, or they send you to an alternative school, you know, and that within itself, like those type of malinterventions is what I'm going to call them, they're not helpful for the kid. So not only are we dealing with, you know, this disorder that can be changed, or it can be improved, you know what I'm saying, with the right resources, with or without medication. Now we're taking them up out of a school that they've been at, and we throwing them into another school that they don't belong in, right? So it's not necessarily we have behavioral issues, it's attention and hyperactivity deficit or disorder. And now we're having to re-identify what this looks like to be at this new school, the alternative school, and people are treating us as if we have behavioral issues, right? And it's really just ADHD.
So it's like you gotta look into why the kid is bad. There be stuff going on at home. Everything's going at home.
That's the one.
Then they got this kid on put this kid on medicine, but he's only acting out because his dad's in jail. Now he's more likely to probably end up in jail.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts. And once we're talking about middle school, but if this continues to go untreated or unnoticed, then, you know, I'm talking about the Black community in particular. We're talking about our community right now, but not having the knowledge of what we're dealing with, on top of possibly indulging in drugs and alcohol, you know, once you get older, those things aren't helpful as well. You know what I'm saying? Is possibly just picking up medication to fix it, but that's to help, you know, what we already know. But when we don't know, and we have this chemical imbalance, you know what I'm saying, that we're dealing with, on top of adding more chemicals like marijuana, or hell, unfortunately, a lot of the kids are into pills now, you know what I'm saying, and just whatever that looks like. So we're adding to the fire, you know what I'm saying? It's not helpful. So I like that you said, you know, our community, we can get a little bit more educated on what that looks like to deal with kids who have ADHD. And honestly, we should grow our patience as a community when it comes to learning what it looks like to be able to serve children who suffer from ADHD in a way that will be fulfilling for them, and to take them to the next level, because it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? If you deal with ADHD, I just kind of wanted to say that to anybody who's listening. It's not the end of the world. It's a challenge for sure. But like you said, Derius, it's plenty of things that you can do. Everybody's path looks different. You know, everybody's treatment course looks different. You said the meds didn't work for you, you know, and I've heard a lot of people say that as well. Like, man, that shit had me feeling like a zombie. Like I couldn't feel nothing. Couldn't feel nothing, to the point where people who know you are just like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even your same person. So that's not the goal at all. And I'm glad that you recognize that wasn't it for you. So you and your community or your support system found something better that happened for you that was real successful. So that's good. So when it comes to ADHD within your profession, how would you say it shows up? And that's for you or for anybody that you work with within your industry.
So right now I just started being a substitute teacher last year.
Okay.
So I see it in the classroom. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm a football coach. I see it on the football field. You can see in school, you can see when a kid is heavily medicated. And then you can see when a kid hasn't taken their meds. So like some cases, some kids, ADHD might be more severe than others. Mm-hmm. You know, but like, yeah, you can tell like some kids just have a hard time of sitting in class and just paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, knowing what educational environment works for us, you know, because I'm just now learning as a parent that you got like Montessori, and then you got whatever else types of learning for kids, and you got homeschool, and you got public school, you got traditional, you got charter, you got private, you know what I'm saying? So I also think that when it comes to ensuring that the youth are being served properly, is ensuring that we put them in the right space to thrive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they gotta be in the right space.
Yeah, with the right resources, because if we're enrolling them into a school that has no type of philanthropy or type of value system or whatever, you know, they go by models and all that. If behavioral health and mental health is not a part of what they got going on, that might not be a good fit.
They're gonna struggle.
Yeah. Because then when these things come up, they've already said that there's nothing in place to help this child. So I think from
setting them up to fail.
Yeah, that's the one. Definitely setting them up to fail. And of course, mental health is growing, you know what I'm saying? And the being able to actually point out what this looks like you said, I could tell when a kid is heavily medicated, and I could tell when a kid didn't take their meds this morning, you know what I'm saying? And you see like the different.
Like sometimes it be sad, like it's just sad. Like you see young kids is on early. They be medicated, like don't even stand a chance. Dang. But then when they not on it though, they causing problems. So it's how it be. Some cases just more severe than others.
Yeah.
There might be a kid who really don't need it, but they don't put him on it though.
Yeah. And I think that's something else to kind of consider, like when we do or just I don't want to say we, because I don't prescribe medication, but when we are including medication as a part of a kid's treatment, really just kind of putting it out there, like this is what you could experience. If you do experience this, you know what I'm saying, let somebody know. Because I do know, just like your story, Poodie, like a lot of people don't like the medication that they've been put on, so they just never get back on it. They don't go back to their psychiatrist, or they don't go back to their doctor, and they just like, fuck that shit. And we're still stuck with, you know what I'm saying, like what was the problem? Yeah, we still got it. And it might even be 10 times worse now, because now you're having withdrawals from the drugs that you was on, you know what I'm saying? So you got to, even if you get prescribed a medication and you don't like it, please tell your doctor. And I say that for a couple reasons. One, for what I just mentioned, but also once your body gets acclimated or gets exposed to certain drugs and compounds and so forth, there has to, some of the drugs, there has to be like a wean off, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to like your GI tract, you know, we talk about how the body is digesting these things. And, a lot of drugs, if you just cut them like cold turkey, that can really impact your intestines or your stomach, you know, just because it's a shock to your body. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you don't like medicine, that's fine. Like, I am all about holistic and finding alternatives. However, please keep it real with your doctor. Like, they can't make you take it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And maybe you can try a different brand, or maybe you could try a different dosage. But please just do not drop off cold turkey, because that can have some adverse side effects that we don't want either. Anything you wanted to add to that, Poodie? Derius, I'm sorry.
I ain't been able to escape that nickname. That nickname followed me from elementary, middle school, high school, college, now, coaching. man. I'm OG Poodie now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Well, the last one I wanted to talk about, or just really ask you, was because I know that you've experienced and still do experience ADHD as a youth and now, and you see it within your industry, on the job, at school, just throughout your day-to-day. So what encouraging words do you have for young boys who may deal with ADHD?
Like to any young boy out there who's been diagnosed with ADHD,
yep,
I would just say, like, don't let the stigma of ADHD make you feel like you're not worthy out here in life. You know, a lot of people have been given the same situation, been diagnosed with the same thing, and still came out on top, still ended up successful. Yeah. So just, like, find a way to turn what they call a weakness now, turn it into a strength. You know, being energized helps you in life. Yeah. You know, some things like I just turned 30 this year. You know, some things that help me in my life still to this day at 30, when I still go through my ADHD, is I gotta keep me a to-do list. Everything. My to-do list might be long, but I keep it in my phone. I keep a to-do list. You gotta stay organized. Yes. You gotta limit distractions. Like, I'm a coach. Even in my coaching, like my ADHD show up. Like, I can't have too much going on around me. I be telling the kids, I'm messed up. I'm all the way not right too. I gotta get right too. You feel me? Hold on. I'm finna tell on you, y'all. I've been trying to get Poodie to do this interview for a minute, right? We had a whole conversation. We texted about it. We talked about it again. And then it probably was about a week that went up. Yeah, because the kids was on fall break. So it was about a week. We were supposed to do it that week. I hit him up again. No response, y'all. I'm like, fuck, I done missed my window. So I call him, right? It's probably like 8 a.m. I'm like, I know he's up because the day's getting started. Let me call him. I was like, yo, what's up? You dodging me like you owe me money or something. This man said, who is this? I don't be jumping, man. I don't be jumping. I be working from about 8 to I don't be home about 9 at night. Yeah. 8 a.m. getting to it, man. Man. I work, I go right to my gym. I got to go coach. Hold on. It didn't even help, bro. I was like, this Chelsea, when can we do our interview? Man said, what interview? Man, I got to write it down. I'm on the deal. But on my to-do list. We made it happen, man. Hey, no. I know you busy as hell. That shit was just hilarious to me. I was like, I knew he forgot. Like, totally forgot. So, but back to my point, like, we have to have patience when we know, you know what I'm saying, what people deal with. I do think on the other end, when it comes to, what's it called? Interacting with people with ADHD. I'm a therapist, so of course I can say this, you know, without bias, that we have to be more intentional on being patient and more intentional on being understanding. But before I was a therapist, I didn't know anything about ADHD, and I thought that people was just talking over me because they didn't give a rat's ass, and I thought that people was being disruptive just because they was rude, you know, and all of these labels, right? Like, we put them on kids, they bad, or we put them on adults, they're rude because they're it's almost like your brain is faster than you know what I'm saying? So you have to slow it down to be able to interact, but also show grace, you know, to people who are dealing with ADHD, because it's not like they want to piss you off. It's not like they want to be disruptive. It's not like they don't have goals to be successful, you know. So I just wanted to put that out there on top of everything that you listed, of don't let the stigma get in the way of knowing that you're worthy of whatever it is that's your highest desires. And also, I think it would be good to have an accountability partner. How do you feel about that, Poodie, as a youth, having an accountability partner dealing with ADHD? Yeah, most definitely, that would be helpful. And then just in the youth, learning accountability. That helps them in their growth. The kids, hey, I'll be teaching them. You gotta hold yourself accountable, man. Yeah. Everything.
For sure.
That's the first step to growing up. Mm-hmm. When you mess up, own up to it.
Yeah, facts. And just a therapist for sure. You know, if medication ain't the route you want to take, you can still talk to a therapist, you know, to help you figure out what is the best way for you to stay organized. What is the best way?
People be scared to come and talk to us. I
don't
know.
Yeah.
You know, people be like to open up. Mm-hmm. Something that help me though is like my own self meditation.
Ooh, I like that.
Like man, I took a class in college where I had a yoga class. Yoga was good. It just helped me stay calm. Mm-hmm. And also I had a meditation class where we really closed our eyes and you cross them legs. It's like chakra poses and stuff like that.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that's really good for the man. Like working out, I say too. Like if you start your day with a workout, can't nobody stop you that day. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like no matter what I go through, as long as I start my day the right way, everything else should go as planned.
Yeah, and focus on what you got control over. You know, I think obviously there are so many different triggers that can be a part of any type of, you know, disorder, illness, challenge. But I would say that most triggers are surrounded by locus of control. You know what I'm saying? Like what we can control and what we can't control. And when we feel like we're out of control, then you see symptoms of whatever. So trying to figure out what that looks like to have the most sound control or pleasurable control over your day-to-day, I think will be helpful. Like you said, if I start my day off this way, then I know I got more control over my day, or I know, you know, what my mood will be like, what my productivity levels will be like. So I agree with that. Just making sure that you stick to what you know when it comes to having control throughout your day. So I appreciate you mentioning it. What college did you go to?
EKU.
EKU had all that? Yoga and self-meditation?
Yeah, Richmond, Kentucky.
Okay.
They won't let me in no other major.
You stupid.
Hey, I graduated. I got that papers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You sure did.
I really learned how to become a good student. It took me a long time. I ain't learned to college though. Like it was a sociology class I had, and I remember this is when I finally learned how to study. Like I think I cut on some like instrumentals, and I just had to keep repeating the information back to myself. I had just for hours. And it helped me. Like I passed with a C.
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees, man. Yes, sir. I tell kids my C's is for color people. Yeah, man. We get some OG so many A's and B's, man.
Not the colored.
That's what OG told me.
He's stupid. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. I enjoyed our podcast and our session today over ADHD. I didn't really want to sit here and talk y'all's ear off and educate you all 1,000% on all the things to consider when it comes to ADHD, because I feel like it's one of those that most people know of, but they aren't 100% sure about. So this is me trying to hold you all accountable of doing your research based off of what you've heard today and based off of what you know. And just kind of meeting the community in the middle, if that makes any sense, on what that looks like to be an advocate or to be someone who works with people who struggle with ADHD, or if you have children, if you have a parent, best friend, whatever that looks like, do your due diligence, you know, as the community, and look into what this can look like as far as a topic within the community that should be tended to, in my opinion. So thank you, Poodie. Thank you, Derius, for coming on today to Beauty and Brains. This is season 4, episode 2, ADHD Awareness Month. Poodie, did you have anything you wanted to say before we got off of here?
I just want to say thank you for having me. Shout out to Beauty and Brains podcast. Number one podcast in the city. Number one podcast in the nation. Shout out to Chelsea. Top model. Keep doing your thing. Keep growing. Keep elevating, man. Period. All love on this side, man. Period. Love you, man. Thanks for having me.
I love you too. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. Y'all heard the man. Stay tuned. This is only season 4, episode 2. We got a few more episodes coming. I'll be back. So y'all better catch up on them episodes because we got a few more coming. But y'all have a good night, good rest of the day, good morning, whatever time it is that y'all listening to this. And we'll holler at you later. Peace.